Scientific studies have been carried out in the field of parapsychology in many fields such as Duke University. This article will take a look at parapsychology experiments and studies. So Duke is the place to go. One of the things that Duke particularly spent a lot of time with was something called the Zener card test. So the Zener cards are these 5 basic cards here with big, clear, easy to see symbols. Star, cross, square, circle, wavy lines. That's the basic set. And they set up these scientific experiments on precognitive ability, your ability to successfully predict which card is going to come up from a shuffle of these cards. So this guy's going to shuffle these cards. One card's going to pop up undercover where you can't see it, and you're going to try to use your psychic ability to tell what card this guy's got down here. Now, everybody expects that you can get a certain number right just from chance. And there's statistics that govern that. So everybody knows you're going to get a certain number right. But any number that you get beyond statistics, particularly if it's significant, means something else is going on that is worthy of investigation. We don't know how you could do better than basic statistics, how you could do statistically better that makes it beyond statistics. So these are the 5 Zener cards. And when I was on the faculty of California Institute for Human Science, I was there for 6 years. I taught 2 40-hour courses recognized by the state of California for PhD credits. One course was called Behavioral Psychoacoustics, the study of brainwave entrainment to different brainwave states and altering states of consciousness. The other course was clinical neuroacoustics, how you use applied kinesiology and muscle testing to find vibrational frequencies for each organ, each gland, each vertebra, craniosacral work, meridians, how you could influence body function with sound waves using applied kinesiology muscle testing to determine what frequencies to use. So I had students. I had the most popular course in the school because it's all this cool, weird stuff, right? Everybody wanted to be in my class. People were actually coming to the school to take my class, enrolling in the school to take my class. And we had unbelievable amounts of fun together, me and these groups of people exploring all the crazy things about entrainment and sound and bowls and gongs and chanting. And however, there was also a student of mine, because I had sort of students who are constantly needing to write papers and do research projects, sort of everybody wanted to do a research project about what I was teaching. So this one student of mine wanted to do a research project on the ability of listening to an Epsilon brainwave entrainment soundtrack and its ability to boost precognitive function. In other words, since I was seeing out-of-the-body experiences and precognitive experiences and other psychic abilities emerge from entrainment using Epsilon, he wanted to put that to the test. And so the test was 3 different groups of volunteers. Group A was a group of people that believed they had psychic ability because they've had some experiences in the past. Group B didn't believe they had psychic abilities but weren't necessarily against the idea. Group C was the control group. All of these people, as a baseline, did the Zener card test. And the problem with doing the Zener card test is that no human being can do a truly random shuffle. So Duke created a computer program that did a true randomized shuffle. And so when you looked at the computer screen, you saw these 5 cards just like this. There was a little icon up in the top to start the shuffle. You click the icon, the computer does a shuffle, and it will continue shuffling until you choose one of these cards, which is the one you think will be on top the shuffle when it stops. I start the shuffle. I psychically attune myself to predict which of these cards is going to come up. I click this card, the shuffle stops and displays which card actually came up and compares those two and scores it and memorizes that. And I do 100 repeats of that process and then it scores at the end. shows a bell curve, how many you should have gotten right just from chance, and how many you did get right. And that's your sort of psychic score. And so a certain percentage of these three groups, a certain percentage would have a bit higher score than chance, so that they had some kind of psychic ability. Other people, which sort of regular people, just fell straight into the bell curve. 80% of the people were normal, 20% showed some kind of something a little bit above. That could be a question. So the student of mine put all the people in group A and group B through this test, 100 trials of the test, got a baseline score. And then all of them listened to this 17-minute soundtrack that the student and I created together, which was NASA Space Sounds, soundtrack that I had previously done for another party, which was translating primary elements like triangle, circle, and square into sound. So, for instance, the circle, I took the value of pi, which is the relationship between the radius of a circle and its circumference. So 3.1416 is the value of pi. I took that number and I raised it by octaves until it was a sound. And that sound was the tone of the soundtrack that I made that had Epsilon brain entrainment frequencies buried into it. So it's the value of pi with Epsilon brain entrainment binaural beats built into it and NASA Space Sounds. Probably one of the strangest soundtracks I ever made. Group A and B listened to that for 17 minutes, and right afterwards they came right back to the computer program and took this test all over again, another 100 trials. And my student comes to me with the results, and the results are Group A, who believed they had psychic ability, had their ability to correctly predict which card is going to come up, boosted by 373%. So far in the stratosphere beyond any statistics that now there was absolutely no question that something bizarre is going on. The Group B, who didn't believe they had psychic ability, did so impossibly bad, minus 200% bad, that statistically it's impossible to do that bad unless you know which card is going to come up and do not choose it on purpose. Group C, no change. That's the control group. And so the student and I are like sitting around like, what the hell does this even mean? It's like, actually we started thinking, we're not boosting psychic ability at all. We're boosting belief systems. The group that believed they had psychic ability, it was boosted. And the group that didn't believe they had it was crushed. The power of reaching a certain brain state where you can access these abilities has your belief system, whether you have those abilities or not, either open that door or close that door. It really pointed out the huge power that we have in how we frame the world. What's the picture frame we look through at the world and at ourselves? And in that picture frame, I'm an ordinary person. Therefore, that's what happens. That door closes for me. I close that door at a deep part in myself. So opening that door in myself makes all of this stuff sort of possible, and this testing that we did proved it more than anything else I've ever seen. And I've just produced this. This has always been hidden. I've never really put this out in the world. It's been something that I would talk about in conferences and play a sample. I'm going to play a sample of this today. So the Psi Boost soundtrack that I used with the Duke University program at California Institute for Human Science is available as a soundtrack. Put your headphones on, get prepared for something strange, and it gets stranger as it goes throughout. I'm going to play a 1-minute sample